If it came to a choice between Harper Mining and my marriage, I know which one I'd choose. But I shouldn't have to choose.
Don't you want to know where I got the shares that put me into Harper's? Tonight.
The problem is keeping her away longer. I need a few more days.
I'm sure we can arrange something.
What about the business?
To hell with it. I will never set foot in Harper's again if it'll make you happy.
Now, more on the battle for control of the giant corporation Harper Mining. Newcomer Jake Sanders today pulled off a share coup, forcing his way onto the board of the troubled corporation. Efforts to block his bid for chairmanship have so far been successful. But can the top-heavy Harper administration continue to withstand the Sanders takeover machine? Amid personal and business setbacks, Sanders' efforts to gain control could spell an end to Miss Stefani Harper's fairy tale career.
And marriage.
Where shall I put your case, Miss Harper?
Unpack it, thank you, Roberts. I won't be going away.
Very good, madam.
Darling? I'm sorry to interrupt the last day of our honeymoon with business.
I'll forgive you this time.
Are you sure you don't mind? I could cancel.
Oh, I'm looking forward to my sauna and swim.
See you in a couple of hours.
You sure we're alone?
Unless Philip's taken up window cleaning, I am.
Philip's well taken care of.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, making good use of my shares?
As of today, I'm on the board of Harper Mining.
Congratulations. Next stop, Chairman?
Only a matter of time.
Shame, really.
Oh, why's that?
I was just getting used to dealing with Stefani Harper.
The ideal sparring partner?
The ideal partner in a lot of ways.
She won't be after you've thrown her out.
Oh, I don't know. Be nice to have one pretty face around the office.
You'll have mine.
You won't want to sit through boring meetings. Besides, having both you and Stephanie around does seem a little greedy.
Stephanie goes.
We'll see.
Wonderful.
Thanks. Phil and I had a marvellous few days. You and Dan should try a second honeymoon sometime.
Dan's gone away.
Where? What for?
To the islands. To get away from it all for a couple of weeks. He wanted me to go with him.
So why didn't you?
I couldn't just walk away from this showdown with Jake Sanders.
Couldn't or didn't want to?
Yes, that's what Dan left thinking, that Sanders and I are lovers.
All the more reason to go after Dan. Prove to him it isn't true.
Oh, Jilly, I've burnt my bridges. I either went with him or not at all.
Well, that's ridiculous. Can't you call him, explain why?
He won't answer my calls.
Do you want me to call him?
No.
Are you sure you're not holding back for some other reason?
What, that there might actually be something with Sanders? Of course not. It's ridiculous. At least on my part.
And on his?
It doesn't matter.
If it came to a choice between Harper Mining and my marriage, I know which one I'd choose.
But I shouldn't have to choose.
But you do.
This is not a social call, Jake.
No.
I came to tell you that they're still suspicious about how you got enough shares to get into Harper Mining.
Thanks for the warning.
You misunderstand. If I get caught, so do you.
It'll take Harper's weeks to unscramble the mess in that computer. And by the time they do, I'll be in the clear.
You and Jili Stüърt. I'd love to tell Stephanie that her own sister betrayed her.
But she won't.
Won't I?
Stephanie isn't going to be your boss for much longer. I am.
I don't care.
Really, Cassie?
You can't con me, Jake. I know you.
Hey, I thought we were friends.
Were.
More than friends. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
I haven't regretted ending our relationship, if that's what you could call it, for 1 second.
I've missed you.
Oh, you're a bastard.
So you know what I'm capable of. How would you explain to Dennis about our past acquaintance? Because if you open that lovely mouth about Jilly's shares, you're going to have to.
Designs.
Fantastic. I thought we could try some new colours. Get away from the old boring ones we've done before.
You're not suggesting that I'm old and boring, I trust?
Not if you let me go into production.
Yes, all right. Have you thought of a name for the line?
Not yet.
I can think of a few.
Mr. Sanders, what can we do for you?
As a director of Harper's, I didn't think I needed a reason to drop in. We haven't met.
My daughter, Sarah.
Hello. Excuse me.
Lovely eyes.
What do you want?
So this is the place that launched your modeling career. The beautiful Tara Wells.
It's not an indulgence, if that's what you mean. Tara's does make a profit.
A modest one.
Yes, well, you just keep studying the balance sheets. Unfortunately, I have work to do.
I thought we might have dinner together.
I doubt that I'll ever be hungry enough or lonely enough to have dinner with you, Mr. Sanders.
How about curious enough?
Don't you want to know where I got the shares that put me into Harper's? Tonight.
You're not really going to see him.
I don't know.
Thanks, Angela.
Hi, Cassie. I'll leave the bottle with you.
You all right?
Yeah, just had a bad day at work.
Didn't we all? What's the problem? I thought you liked the job.
I do. That's the problem. I don't want to lose it.
I won't let that happen. I do have some influence.
Might not be enough. Dennis, it's about Jake Sanders. You once asked me if I knew anything about his personal life. I think I've made a terrible mistake.
Sarah? What's she doing with that jerk? Come on, let's get out of here. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Doesn't matter.
I thought you were going to give Tom a lift home, darling.
He wasn't there.
Oh?
We had an argument earlier.
What about?
Nothing important.
Sarah. Bill, we've got to do it. They must be told.
Yes, I know. But I'm going to have to tell Stefani first.
Hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. I was getting ready for dinner.
Yes, with Jake Sanders. He happened to mention it.
It's business, Bill.
The man's a snake. We should be doing everything in our power to throw him out.
You sound like St. Patrick.
I'm serious.
Yes, I know. And I'm not fraternizing with the enemy. I want Sanders out just as much as you do. But I do have my reasons for seeing him.
Well, just be careful.
How's Tom going with the share register?
He's working on it. As a matter of fact, Stefani, Tom is the reason why I'm here. Well, Tom and Sarah.
They get on well, don't they?
Stefani.
Mum? Hi, Bill.
Dennis.
Oh, don't mind me.
Well, didn't you want to see me?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Will you be in your office early tomorrow?
I don't know. Yes, probably.
Well, it can wait till then, but we must talk. Good night, Stefani. Dennis.
I'll show you out.
No, it's all right.
Somebody's having a party.
Let's gatecrash it.
Unfortunately, I have a prior commitment.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh, not you too, Dennis. I couldn't stand another lecture about Jake Sanders.
I wasn't going to. I suspect you're old enough to look after yourself.
I sometimes wonder.
But he is dangerous, and I want to do something about it.
No dirty tricks. We've never done things that way.
All right, but at least let me find out some more about him. He must have weaknesses.
We tried digging into his past when he first started his share rate on the company. We didn't come up with much.
And we didn't try hard enough. Everyone's got secrets, and I want to know what his are.
All right.
Good.
What are you doing?
Showing you that those dancing lessons all those years ago were worth it.
In that case, I'll give you a hand.
Thank you very much.
What was the name of your dancing instructor?
Herr Muller. The Venezuelan ex-stormtrooper and his wife.
And his vibe.
Oh, his vibe. You will keep time? We have ways of making you dance.
Ole! Well, I must say, it was worth it. You dance divinely, my dear.
As well as Dan.
Oh, Dennis.
Well, what's happening? I know something's wrong.
Considering your feelings about Dan, I would have thought you'd approve.
Not if it hurts you. No matter what I feel about Dan, I know you two love each other. I reckon you got one chance to salvage a marriage. And you know what I mean.
Yes, I do. Will you drive me to the airport?
Of course.
Let me. I'd come round to see if you wanted to have dinner with me.
Oh, damn. I forgot to let Jake Sanders know. I was meant to be having dinner with him.
Would you like me to call him?
Oh, would you? Thank you.
I thought you said there was nothing between you.
There isn't. He was offering information.
Really? I'm intrigued.
He suggested that he'd tell me where he got the mysterious shares that got him the seat on the Harper board.
I wonder if he meant it.
Good evening.
May I come in?
I'm expecting company.
I know.
Someone else.
Stefani Harpur.
Good guess.
It's no guess. And she's not coming.
Really?
No, I just dropped her at the airport. She's flying north. A mercy dash to save her marriage.
Are Stephanie and the good doctor having troubles?
You should know. You're the cause of them. You could tell me something.
What's that?
Why you invited Stefani here in the first place.
She didn't tell you?
It was quite a rush. Catching her plane.
Then what I had in mind for Stephanie will keep. Well, dinner's all ready. Can I tempt you?
You should have just told her.
I know, but after all these years, Rena, it isn't easy. It can wait until the morning.
I hope so. We could tell Tom and Sarah first.
No. Stephanie has to be party to this. She'll know best how to handle it.
Will she? Is it going to be any easier for her?
Well, maybe not. But she has to know that Tom and Sarah are brother and sister before they do.
I finally sorted out Mum and Dad about us, and here we are.
Oh, I get it. You get the all clear from ground control, and now you've lost interest.
No, it's not that at all. It's just that...
I know. We've known each other since we were kids. We grew up in and out of each other's houses. It's hard to just stop being friends of the family.
I keep seeing you in pigtails and thinking, this is the girl I used to catch tadpoles with.
I remember Uncle Bill giving you a beating for playing in the drain.
Yes, and you got off scot-free.
No, I didn't. Mum made me keep the tadpoles until they were all geriatric frogs.
I shouldn't say this about my darling sister, but I don't know what everyone sees in Stefani.
Perhaps it's only obvious to a man.
Enlighten me.
She has style, charm, intelligence. Oh, yes, and she presents a challenge.
Her? She was always a pushover. I watched her grow up, and even as a teenager, she was pregnant at 18. You didn't know that, did you?
No.
The old man, Max Harpur, shipped her off to Europe immediately after the kid was born. Then a couple of months later, I was sent over there to comfort poor Steph.
Comfort?
Her bambino died.
Really?
You don't believe me, do you?
Perhaps I just don't give a damn what she did when she was 18, so stop trying to sway my opinion.
Is that what I'm doing?
And you did your best to make sure she didn't get here tonight.
With perfect reason. Be very careful, Jake.
You too, Jilly.
You were going to tell Stephanie who sold her up, weren't you?
Is that what she told you?
You deny it?
Why should I? I used it as a bait to get her here. But don't worry. I wasn't going to tell your sister what a dangerous little bitch you really are. Not yet, anyway.
You expect me to believe that?
I'm not offering you a choice. And don't threaten me again. I don't like it.
Perhaps this relationship is too small for the both of us.
Perhaps. But I think we're going to need each other for a little while longer.
And then?
Then it'll be an interesting fight to the death.
Well, at least I was warned.
Which is more than you did for Greg Marsdъn before you shot him.
I did the world a favor.
The world or Stefani Harpur?
She was as responsible for his death as I was. If it hadn't been for her charade as Tara Wells, it would probably never have happened.
I wonder.
You are going soft on her, aren't you?
No, not yet. Not until I've got control of Harpur Mining.
Well, now's your chance. While she's away trying to mend her boring little marriage.
I know. The problem is keeping her away longer. I need a few more days.
I'm sure we can arrange something.
I'm sure you can, Jilly.
Madam finds her office to her liking.
Madam wouldn't mind a window.
I'll have the building redesigned immediately.
Thanks for driving me in. And for everything.
That's all right. Dad's upstairs waiting to see your mother. Has he been waiting long?
Yes, and where's Stephanie?
Tom. I didn't realize that she needed your permission to have a few days off.
Could you spare a minute to go over the share register with me?
Is there something wrong?
There's a batch of entries missing from the transfer records.
What day?
The day before yesterday.
Oh, I thought so. The system crashed and we lost some of the afternoon.
Then we'll have to reconstruct the records from the raw data. By hand, if necessary.
That'll take days.
I don't care if I have to sit up every night for a week. I'm determined to find out where Jake Sanders got those shares that carried him onto the board.
Why don't I do it?
It's a lot to ask.
I know, but as it's a system failure, I'd like to fix it myself and make sure it doesn't happen again.
How quickly can you manage it?
The sooner I get started.
I'll have the transaction notes sent down immediately. But be careful with them. They're the last pieces of hard evidence we've got.
Where's your mother?
Stephanie won't be in today.
But I have to talk to her urgently.
Can't you discuss it with me?
It's got nothing to do with the business.
Stephanie's got to join Dan. She thought you'd understand.
Of course I understand, but look what's arrived. Jake Sanders has given his notice in writing of his intention to call an extraordinary board meeting within 24 hours.
He must know she's not here. How the hell did he find out?
Oh, it doesn't matter how he found out. We've got to get her back, otherwise we'll all be working for him.
Are you serious? How can you expect the board of Harpur Mining to pass a vote of no confidence in Stefani Harpur?
She does have great charisma. If she were here, I'd have my work cut out.
If?
Well, my advice is she's gone off to the tropics to hold hands with that solid citizen husband of hers.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. Even the most loyal members of the board will find it reprehensible that she's deserted the ship when they needed her most.
And then what?
I have Harpur Mining.
At what price?
Oh, it's hardly been painful, Anton.
I was thinking of Джили Стюърт. You know, you and I have been through some rough ones together. So far, you've always managed to separate business from your pleasure.
Anton, my dear fellow, surely you don't believe I'm going to let Джили Стюърт go on calling the shots for much longer? No, she's almost outlived her purpose.
Then watch your back.
Glad you changed your mind.
So am I. But do you understand, it shouldn't be a choice between you and the company.
Well, somehow it seemed to come to that. It doesn't now. I love you very much.
And I love you.
Let's walk. Can I ask you something?
Fire away.
Sanders. You find him attractive?
Yes. But, darling, I gave up falling in love with the wrong man a long time ago.
Good.
You didn't seriously suspect that I'd jump into bed with Jake Sanders.
Well, I wasn't sure.
Don't you trust me?
Yes. I don't know. Just there's something about Sanders. All the things you ever told me about Greg Marsdън. There seems to be a similarity between them.
Yes, I suppose there is. But that hardly makes him attractive.
Well, you know, I'm trying to explain my jealousy. After all, you did marry Marsdъn once. You must have loved him.
That's a mistake I will not be making again.
I hope not. Because I couldn't bear to lose you.
Excuse me, Miss Harpur. There's an urgent message from Mr. McMaster. He wants you to call him at Harpur Mining.
If he calls again, tell him we can't be reached.
How are you going with the share records?
Oh, not great. It's taking longer than I thought.
Do you want me to go over them with you?
No, I'll be faster by myself.
There's an important board meeting tomorrow. I need that information.
I'm going as quick as I can.
Call me as soon as you find anything. I'll be back later.
Thanks, Angela.
Pleasure. Are you waiting for Tom?
Dennis.
Oh.
Why don't you sit down?
I shouldn't really.
Are you never going to fight again?
No. No way.
I know it must have been a hard decision, but I'm glad. At least you won't get hurt.
Sorry I'm late, Sass. Bit of a panic on at work. I'll have one of those, thanks, Angela.
Sure.
Has Mum phoned in yet?
No. We have to have her back by tomorrow morning.
Can't you leave her and Dan alone just this once?
I'd like to, Sass. But when Mum went off to save a marriage, I didn't realise it could cost her Harper Mining.
Is it that serious?
Jake Sanders hasn't called an emergency board meeting to discuss the weather.
Well, can't you stop him, you and Tom?
Tom is less able to handle Jake than I am.
Why are you always putting him down? Tom's some sort of threat to you, isn't he, Dennis?
Well, I didn't study at Harvard or spend time working in Wall Street.
But you are Dennis Harper. Mum's not going to let anyone else inherit.
She mightn't have much say in it if Jake Sanders gets his way.
He won't. He can't. I'd like you and Tom to be friends.
I know you would. You obviously quite like the guy.
I'm in love with him.
I'm sorry about this, Jilly. I hate leaving you alone.
It's all right, darling. It's only for a couple of days. Anyhow, I'll find something to keep me busy.
Love you.
I know you do. Olive, how did you get in?
You should lock the back door. I got your message.
I need some help.
Another job?
A bit of research. Stefani Harpur had a child long before her first marriage.
You never told me?
It was a well-kept secret. I doubt that she ever told Dan or her family.
And you want me to find the child?
No, it died. I just want some proof that the birth took place.
Why?
I think it's time to tarnish that perfect image of hers.
Shouldn't be too hard.
I wouldn't be so sure. Max Harpur was furious when Stefani became pregnant. He might have made sure that the birth was registered under a false name. But I know the birth date and where it was born.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I'm going to treat you to a holiday in the sun.
Oh.
Getting tired?
No, it's wonderful.
Well, the sky's clear. I have a few supplies in the boat. So let's not go back to the hotel tonight.
Let's sleep under the stars. Oh, darling, what a romantic idea.
Now, you're sure you don't want to call Sydney? You don't want to check on the kids?
No. I like the idea of just you and me and miles from the nearest phone.
Cassie. Hey, what is it?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I shouldn't have bothered you.
Come on, tell me.
Tom wants me to find out where Jake got his shares from.
You don't have to take orders from Tom McMaster.
That's not the problem, Dennis. It's just a charade, me trying to find out about...
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were so busy.
I'll catch up with you later on.
You know, you really must keep the door closed if you don't want people wandering in.
You're early. The board meeting's not until tomorrow morning.
I hope your mother knows that.
Stephanie will be here.
You quite sure about that? I know how difficult it can be to organize communications in the tropics.
If necessary, I'll send the company jet to pick her up.
quite a little expense, isn't it? I wonder how the board would feel about such extravagance. Especially if she decides against coming back.
She won't. Once she finds out what's happening.
For your sake, I hope you're right. If she doesn't come back, and I do gain control, how long do you think you can last in here? Eh?
Stephanie and Dan have apparently taken off somewhere in a boat.
I thought she had to be back for the board meeting.
She does. Look, are you sure about Tom and Sarah?
They're having dinner together tonight.
God, I hope they don't.
You may as well say it. Go to bed together.
Look, I'll try Eden again, just in case.
Check. And mate in 2 more moves, whatever you do. Do you want to play on?
No. You're very good.
Or you deliberately let me win.
Now, why would I do that?
An aid to seduction? I might have hated losing.
No, you're the better player. But if I'd known it might have helped, you could have had me in 3 moves.
How many moves?
Sarah. Are you sure about this?
Yes. Aren't you? Shouldn't you be at the board meeting?
I don't have any voting rights. Without the computer figures, I wouldn't be much use. Oh, it's lovely in. Oh, this looks great.
Mrs. McMaster's on the phone looking for Tom. I said I would see if he were here.
Do you want to speak to your mother?
Maybe later.
I don't think I've seen Tom anywhere.
Very well, miss.
Don't worry about him. He's a master of tact.
I don't care who knows.
Happy?
I could stay here forever.
Well, that is not as crazy as it sounds.
Let's do it.
What about the business?
To hell with it. I will never set foot in Harper's again if it'll make you happy.
Well, you don't have to go that far. Just as long as we spend more time together.
You're all I want, darling. If that's another urgent message from Harper's, I'm not going to take it.
Darling, I think you should. Could be the kids.
Sanders has started, Mum. He's called a board meeting, and it's possible he may have the numbers.
To take the chairmanship, are you sure?
Unless we have your vote.
When does the meeting start?
In about 20 minutes.
Okay. Put the conference phone into the boardroom, and I'll chair the meeting long distance.
Will do. Mum, Bill wants a word with you. He's...
Hello? Hello, Dennis. The nearest phone's on the main island.
Come on, it's only half an hour away by boat.
We may not even make it.
Gotta try.
Damn. I can't get through.
Isn't there another line to the island?
The operator says the nearest phone is miles away.
Well, let's hope Stefani can get to it.
What about Sanders? The meeting starts in less than 15 minutes.
We'll just have to stall him as long as we can.
Otto! I need the boat!
Hillary, keep this line free, would you please? And put Stefani through here the moment her call arrives.
That's if she can get through.
If I know your mother, she'll move heaven and earth to do it. What we've got to do is keep Sanders off until she does. Sir Donald, thank you very much for coming at such short notice. Peter, sorry we couldn't warn you about this. Just
Will Miss Harpur be joining us?
Not personally, but she'll be participating by phone, as the company rules allow.
How kind of her to bother. Well, we'll be needing an acting chairman.
You needn't think you're going to step in.
Oh, I had no such intention. No, I was going to propose Sir Donald Bruce.
Seconded.
Would you care to act as chairman, Sir Donald?
If there are no objections. Shall we begin? Mr. Sanders, you've called this special meeting. Perhaps you'd like to explain why.
Well, quite simply, I wish to move a motion of no confidence in the current chairman, Miss Stefani Harpur.
You realize that if such a motion were passed, this would force an immediate election of a new chairman.
He realizes, all right.
Now, before we make any rash moves, I'd like to say a few words on Stefani's behalf. Now, when I joined this company, Stefani's father, Max Harpur, was chairman. And whatever's happened over recent weeks, there is little doubt that this company is nothing without Stefani Harpur.
Yes, I think we've heard enough of that. Can we take a vote, please?
The motion is that the board record a vote of no confidence in the chairman, Stefani Harpur, and thereby create a vacancy for the position of chairman. Those in favor? Those against? I'm afraid you don't have an absolute majority, Mr. Sanders. It's 3-all.
I'm sorry, Sir Donald. It's 3-2 in my favor. You see, as acting chairman, you only have the casting vote in the event of a tie.
I think we can assume that my mother would not vote against herself.
Oh, we can assume nothing. Stefani hasn't contacted us. Her vote doesn't count. Read the company rules.
Then I must call for nominations for a new chairman.
Help! What's wrong? Get off the boat, quick!
I nominate Mr. Sanders.
Seconded.
I want to re-nominate my mother.
Dennis, really? You must take the time to familiarize yourself with the company regulations. You can't nominate an absentee.
Then what's the use? You've got the numbers.
If there are no further nominations, I am obliged to declare Mr. Sanders elected unopposed to the position of chairman of Harper Mining.
Thank you, gentlemen.